British and the French were competing against each other in the New World. The colonies got caught in the middle of it, even South Carolina. France and Great Britain both believed in the idea of mercantilism. They did not think their colonies should be allowed to trade with anyone except their mother country. France and Great Britain had been competing with each other all over the world for many years, but this was the first time they found themselves fighting against each other in the New World. Their conflict in the New World became known as the French and Indian War. Early on, most French colonies were in the north and in present-day Canada. But over time, they began to set up colonies in the Ohio River Valley. This is where they started to come in contact more often with British settlers. The tensions between the two countries would spread to other parts of the world too. This was just one part of a series of conflicts known as the 7 Years' War. This conflict is called the French and Indian War in the colonies because the British were fighting against the French and their Indian allies. The French and Indian War did not really take place in South Carolina, but it caused other problems and issues that would affect the colony. In fact, it would lead to a whole different conflict in South Carolina called the Cherokee War. The Cherokee were not happy to see more and more colonists moving into the upcountry. When French fur traders started coming into the area, British settlers saw an opportunity to work with the Cherokee. The two parties signed a treaty, but there was confusion about what exactly they were agreeing to. The Cherokee thought they were signing a peace treaty with the British. However, the British thought the Cherokee were agreeing to let them have control over the upcountry instead of the French. Even with all the confusion, the Cherokee and the British remained peaceful for almost 30 years, but things changed during the French and Indian War. The Cherokee favored the British, but they did not feel the British had done enough to protect them from the French during the war. They felt they'd been cheated by the British, and they planned on getting even. They started taking horses from the white settlers. The whites attacked. The Cherokee fought back. The fighting between the two groups lasted for 2 years. Many Cherokee were killed. Eventually, they signed another treaty. The Cherokee were forced to give up even more of their land. The British did win the French and Indian War. France lost many of its lands in North America. Even the Spanish found themselves giving up some of their lands to the British. Britain now had even greater control and influence over the American colonies, and they still believed in the idea of mercantilism. They did not want their colonies trading with anyone else. They passed new laws and acts to make sure that happened. They punished people who tried to get around the new laws. Great Britain had also run up a huge debt fighting in the French and Indian War. They figured that since the war had been fought to help protect the colonists should help pay the debt. So Britain increased taxes on the colonists, and the colonists were not happy about this.